I'm Dr. Kongsak Tanphaichitr. Today we're going to talk about 5 mental obstacles, or Nivarana, or 5 Nivarana from Anguttara Nikaya, Panchaka Nibbāna. This is referred as the 5 hindrances or mental obstacle. First one is sense craving. Second is anger or ill will. Third is sloth and torpor. And then fourth is restlessness and worry. And then fifth is doubt and inner critique. As shown here, Nivarana, the 5 Nivarana. First is sense desire on the second monk here. In sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. He's looking at delicious noodles, soup or something. And the second is ill will. Third is sloth and torpor on the fifth monk here. Is dozing off. Fourth is restlessness and worry. And the fifth is doubt. So the first one is sensual desire. It's called Kāmarāga or Kāmachanta. Craving for pleasurable experiences through the 5 senses of eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and bodily contact, which can distract from mindfulness and spiritual practice. So the brain cannot function that well in practicing mindfulness and spiritual practice. The mind won't follow your command. Second is ill will or Dosa. It's a hostility, aversion, and anger, which cloud judgment, making it difficult to focus. With anger and so on. And then the third is sloth and torpor, or Moha, a state of mental and physical lethargy, hindering active engagement in meditation and spiritual practice. Fourth is restlessness and remorse, in Pali called Kucchaka, an inability to calm the mind, leading to a lack of concentration and a sense of worry or regret. The fifth one is doubt or Vichikichā, skepticism and uncertainty regarding the path, which can prevent commitment and progress. So in summary, these 5 Nivarana or Nivarana, 5 mental obstacles, 5 hindrances. First one, sensual desire, Kāmarāga. Second, ill will, Dosa. Third one, sloth and torpor, Moha. Fourth, restlessness and remorse, Uddhacca, Kucchaka. And the fifth is doubt, Vichikichā. These sum up as the 3 main points of raga, and the first one, second Dosa, and the third, fourth, and fifth in the group of Moha. Greed, hatred, and delusion. The 3 points: greed, hatred, delusion. And the last 3 in the delusion. And each one has 3 levels of poisons of this greed, hatred, and delusion. Attachment is greed, aversion is hatred, and ignorance is delusion. And 3 levels of these poisons, of the 3 poisons. The gross level, the antidote is morality. And medium level of poison, you can use mental concentration, which will nullify the 5 mental obstacles. Or on the opposite side, if you have 5 mental obstacles, you cannot concentrate your mind. It prevents you to gain mental concentration. And then the subtle grade of poison, subtle level, you can apply wisdom through insight meditation to get rid of those subtle form of subtle level of poisons of greater delusion. So it's craving for sensual desire, craving for becoming, and craving for non-becoming, or basically equate to greed, delusion, and hatred. These are the second noble truth: craving for sensual pleasure, craving for becoming, and craving for non-becoming. And this is a holding on to such burden, result in suffering as the first noble truth. So on the full moon of the 3rd lunar month, the year after the Buddha's enlightenment, which is 2602 years ago, 1,250 monks came unannounced to come to pay respect to the Buddha and to listen to his teaching. And all of them were Arhat, the fully enlightened one, and all were ordained by the Buddha himself. The importance of that day is that the Buddha gave Patimokkha, which are the 3 fundamental principles of Buddhism, or the heart of Buddhism, or core of Buddhism. 1, to avoid doing bad deeds through morality. 2nd, to do good deeds through mental concentration. And the 3rd, to purify one's mind, to gain wisdom through insight meditation. So in sum up, is a 3 level of practice: morality, mental concentration, and wisdom. The world system: avoid doing bad deeds, doing good deeds, and purify one's mind. And this became the Sangha, monks' community of the Enlightened One Day. So morality, basically, the golden rule in Buddhism are the 5 basic precepts of no killing, no stealing, no sexual misconduct, no lying, and no intoxicant, which would dull your mind and make you a lack of mindfulness and self-awareness. So one should avoid taking any drug or intoxicant, and no killing, including human and animals. So morality will get rid of the grossest form of the 3 points in greater delusion. The next level, when you practice mental concentration, right concentration with mindful awareness, one can gain the power of right concentration. We'll get rid of this 5 mental obstacle, or Nivarana, or Nivarana, like sensual desire, ill will, sloth and torpor, restlessness and remorse, and doubt. If you have those 5 mental obstacles or hindrance, you cannot gain any right concentration, because it keeps disturbing your mind cannot concentrate your mind. But once you can get rid of them through meditation, right concentration, get rid of these 5 mental obstacles or hindrance. At the subtle level of the 3 points of greater delusion are these 3 intoxications, 3 mental intoxications called canker. Canker of sense, desire. Second is canker of becoming, or canker of views. Sometimes they separate as 2, but most of the time combined as 1. Canker of becoming, all views. And third is canker of ignorance. Canker of sense desire, like the night of Buddha's enlightenment, he faces on Raga, sensual desire, like Raga, Tanha, already, which are lust, craving, and jealousy. And you overcome it with mindfulness, self-awareness. Mindful awareness, overcome it. In the right righteous path of Noble Eightfold Path, and attain enlightenment after, by dawn of that night. The canker of becoming or views, like we see the world in your own dreams, of your own dreams, your own imagination. The Buddha stated the world is right here at this body and mind. The Buddha stated that I define the world, the cause of the world, the end of the world, the path to end the world. So basically equate to the Four Noble Path, Four Noble Truth, or Four Ultimate Truth, as it literally means. The world is basically equate to suffering from clinging to your own body and mind. The second is the cause of the world, basically the cause of suffering from your craving, your sensual desire, liking and disliking. The third is end of the world, or end of suffering, which is Nivarana, ultimate peace and happiness. This is not Nirvana, this is Nirvana, ultimate peace and happiness. Nirvana is mental obstacle or hindrance that we mentioned earlier. And the fourth is the path to end the world, basically. It's the middle path, the unbiased path, the Noble Eightfold Path. He said, this world, cause of the world, end of the world, path to end the world. It's in this body, 6 foot tall, 1 foot wide, equipped with perception in mind. As you can see, it's the brain, which is the nervous system, and the whole autonomic and central nervous system, a peripheral nervous system that you retrieve through the sixth sense sphere of eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, to feed into the brain, the mind, to as a knower, to know what is come in contact with you through sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, and thoughts. And these are the 5 aggregates of clinging as self. 5 aggregates is like form, which is your body, as well as sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, and thoughts that come in contact with this body. Form, feeling, perception, thought formation, consciousness, the five aggregates of clinging itself are suffering. That's the first noble truth, the first ultimate truth. It's from Sangyutta Nikaya, Salayat Yatanawak. So then you interpret upon contact and sees as Namarupa or mental image, as a self-image hologram, self-concept that your mind generates, or Namarupa, or imagination, the form of your mind, or Namarupa, which is your thoughts, imagination, and you generate this realm or world that you long for or indulge into becoming. That's why you become bhavasawa. You're becoming your thoughts, born into your thoughts, birth into your thought chata. The subtle world, this thought, subtle form of craving or aswa, or desire, or realm. And then a kink of ignorance, because you don't see your thoughts. So you're basically in the thought, you're in space and time, not in reality. Because thought and concepts always deal with time, which is called kala, and space, or tesa. They're not pure perception, not sanya parisati, nor true direct experiencing, sava sangvetana. It's not mindful awareness, asati and sampachanya, but being conditioned by one's own biased perception, sanya chetana. Sanya means perception, chetana means bias, to feed your ego. Sanya chetana is bias perception. It conditions your mind in these biased thoughts. So you're in conceptual world, worship phenomena, not in your ultimate reality that you expose or come in contact with. You're being trapped in that biased thoughts. That's why Luang Por Tien, Luang Por Dun would say that one suffers out of one's biased thoughts. One suffers our own thoughts. The Buddha stated that past is gone. Don't waste time in it. Can't do anything, it's already gone. And future has not arrived yet. Why waste time daydreaming or planning too many things in your mind, full of your bias? So that's why it becomes your ignorance from being a fool, being fooled by not knowing suffering, cause of suffering, end of suffering, path to end suffering. Basically, not knowing the full noble truth or full ultimate truth. Not knowing the past, that you're being trapped in the thought of the past, or not knowing the future. You're daydreaming through the thought of the future. And 7 is not knowing the past and future. Sometimes you think of the incident of the past that hurt you, like one of your friends borrow your money, maybe 5,000, but never pay you back. So your mind is trapped in the thought of the past, and you plan into the future what you will do to him as you realize that you know that you will see him tomorrow. You've planned something to say something to him. If not, you're going to do something to him, and so on. So you're in the thought of the past into the future. And there is not knowing dependent arising or law of causation, which is what governing in the present moment. At the present moment, you listen to this talk, your mind come to understand the meaning of it, because in the present moment, but it's only transient nature that you're exposing to the sound and come to the understanding. It's through causation, dependent arising. For a moment, it's gone then. So the Buddha taught one to do practice like 4 foundations of mindfulness, to observe your body and mind, as well as your feeling and mental phenomena. So the 4 foundations of life that everyone dwells in, so that you can see the true nature of life and not being trapped by your biased thoughts, and clear yourself from biased thoughts and end suffering in that way. Through practicing these 4 foundations of mindfulness, which is vipassana meditation, to see the uncertainty, the arising, ceasing, impermanence, imperfection, selflessness that occur at your body, your feeling, your mind, and mental phenomena. It's not worth clinging to. So your mind will become free of craving and concepts, not cling to anything in this world, freeing you from desirable and undesirable nature that arise at your body or at your feeling, at your mind, or mental phenomena. So you free yourself from the self-concept, a self-image hologram that fools you, that is as if it's truly existing as a self, but in fact it's a transient phenomenon that your mind generates, this temporary self to interact with the environment, properly protect oneself from any harm and danger, and to guard your mind from doing any bad deed, and to concentrate your mind and purify your mind through insight wisdom. So this is basically what it meant by what the Buddha taught on this 5 hindrance of mental obstacle and how to get rid of it. Basically reflect greater delusion in as a more subtle form. It's a medium form of 3 points of greater delusion, which can be prevent you from getting mental concentration, and it can be the antidote to get rid of these 5 hindrances when you practice mental concentration. And above that, you can practice further with insight meditation to gain wisdom, to purify your mind and free yourself from biased thoughts and free yourself from suffering and attain Nivarana, ultimate peace and happiness. As the Buddha stated, these 4 foundations of mindfulness is a supreme path that will purify all beings. Let one transcend grief, sorrow, lamentation, overcome anxiety, depression, and suffering. Let one understand essential Dharma, or noble eightfold path, middle path, and attain Nivarana, ultimate peace and happiness. So that's the middle path laid down by the Buddha, with the practical technique called the 4 foundations of mindfulness, to get rid of this mental hindrance, mental intoxication, as well as get rid of the subtle form of mental impurities, and to attain Nivarana through insight wisdom. Practicing insight meditation, again insight wisdom, and purify your mind. Thank you for your attention.